Okay, welcome back to another unboxing video, and we're going to be discussing models from the other half of Spellcrow's 10mm game. So the game's split into two halves, a reptilian half and a kind of human-y half, and each of those, at the moment, each of those halves are split into half again. So there's two factions effectively in each half, and most of the miniatures seem to have entries in both of the factions within the half. So we're going for the human side today. We did reptilians last time, and the name of this side is Vaendral. Vaendral, Vaendral, Vaendral. And the first unit is it's called Blood Priestesses, and they're Amazons. So we're going to look at the miniatures. So we have here, it's easier to see these than some of the other miniatures because they're in strips. I can see them in focus. So we have 4 buxom Amazonian ladies. Let's keep it focused there. Wooden shields and swords, long hair, big bosoms. Okay. And these are your core troop if you play the Vaendral. Okay, nice. So nice level of detail. Everything's come out. There's no kind of obvious like mold lines that you can see, or massive bits of flash or air pockets if you were dealing with GW. And the bloody fine cast, everything's full of holes, so you don't need liquid green stuff to fix these. So that's your core unit, and they are called Blood Priestesses. So the next two entries are Barbarians. So I'm expecting these aren't open yet, so we'll get these open without losing my hand. Hopefully, there we go. Okay, I'm expecting Conan vibe here. So we obviously got all this stuff here. We'll get this out of the way and get the miniatures out. Okay, and we have how Conan-y are they going to be? Oh, they're pretty nice, aren't they? So a nice variety of weaponry: 2 swords, hand and half, or 2-hand sword, 2 swords, big beefy 2-hand axe. Nice definition. Now, one thing somebody did ask me, and I did finally clarify how much stuff is. So I'll just get out of the way now, so you know. Normal miniatures packs, whether it be either 4s or 8s or whatever they are, they're £6.50, not €6.50, $6.50, £6.50 per pack, and I believe there's a deal for 3 packs for £19.50, and free post over £50. The bigger stuff. So if we got a giant, or we had a big frog man in the previous one, or the command groups are £8.80 per box. So here we got a unit and 8 miniatures, so they'd be £6.50. And I do have to thank Tatiana at Spellcrow for sending these to me to review. I didn't pay for them. I need to be honest and say I didn't pay for them, because I didn't. I may or may not use them, and if I don't use them, maybe I'll give them away. Maybe we'll do some kind of reader's prize, because I might use some of them, to be fair, but I'm not going to use all of them. Okay. They are very nicely sculpted. I do like them a lot. They're not going to be the cheapest range to play with at Warmaster. I think we've already discussed this, but then you are getting 8 individual sculpts, and as somebody who's been through the process of getting sculpts done, it's far easier to produce a range where you have 2 sculpts at 10mm than a range where you have, if we include the second pack of Barbarians, 16 sculpts. In a recent Kickstarter, I did 14 sculpts for a unit of 10mm demons, and that soon adds up. Now, I found out these are characters, which is why they have slightly different bases. So they have round bases, these character packs, and these are the ones that are £8.80 rather than rather than the £6.50. Okay, so, and here's first up of our Barbarian command. So we have a drummer with a big ass beard on the end. It could be from Led Zeppelin or something. We have a guy with a cloak. I mean, he must be the run to the litter wearing a cloak. You wouldn't have thought he'd be allowed in the place with a bloody cloak on. Look at these fellas. They don't need no cloaks. He looks almost elfish with his cloak. He's got a nice banner. Fantastic beard on this chap. God, I've got beard envy. My beard is abysmal compared to his. Nice. So we got drummer, sword, and kind of one-handed axe. Very nice. So if you did buy yourself one pack of these, so that's €8, £8.80. I've got to stop saying euros. I know it's a Polish company. And then the box of 4 of the other fellows, then you'd have plenty of miniatures to do 2 units. However, that is going to cost you almost 30 quid. So, but as with everything in life, there are cheaper ways to do things and there are more expensive ways to do things. And if you like the look of these fellas and if you've got the money to spend, then they're going to look lovely on the table. So we've got another drummer here, and he's got a jacket on. But he's an old fella. He looks old to me, so he's allowed a jacket when you get to an age. And he's playing a drum. Nice two-handed axe. Another nice banner there. So I do like them. They are very nice. Okay, so they were Barbarians, and they were an elite choice. They're called the Firstborn. Next up are another elite choice, and they're called the Sozrutes. Now let's have a look. Oh, these are kind of like zealots, I guess. Like Fanatics. Got a nice skull there. I don't mind the odd skull. I think I've said that before. Even a chain of... I don't know what that is. I'll have a look in a second. So we've got a skull and a mace. Next guy along. Doesn't look... Maybe he's got somebody behind his back. Big old mace here on the third guy. And a big old mace on the fourth guy. A bone club maybe on the fourth guy. Sword in his other hand. And he's got a big club behind him here. So yeah, they got... I like the heads. I don't know if they're bald. And they've got some kind of protrusions coming out of their heads. Like they've got big boils and lumps and stuff in their heads. Like, can you see those? Yeah, I don't quite know what's going on with these. Maybe it'll be obvious from the second set. So here, this is the other 4 from the unit. So again, big bone clubs. They've got welts actually all over the body, not just on their head. So I don't know what the background, the fluff behind these fellas is. Like crazies with welts and boils and lumps all over their bodies and big bone clubs. So I'm guessing there's some kind of fanatics in the game. But I forgot to use my little ruler. Let's measure some of these up. I'm sure they're going to be fine there. So I reckon he's 12 mil, so he's a bit, yeah, 12 mil. Let's get some of the others out and just check those while we're still here. So 12 mil. These are the Barbarians, and these are 12 mil. What about your Amazons? That's Barbarian Command, so this is Amazons. So 10 mil. So I think the core for this one and the very core for the Reptilians are 10 mil, but not much else in the game is 10 mil. Most of the other stuff is 12 mil. But that's by design because they're just designed to be big and miniature. So the Amazons are 10 mil, the Barbarians are 12 mil, the Sozrutes. Did I measure the Barbarians? I'm sure I didn't. In case I didn't, let's get them on camera. Yeah, 12 mil. Okay, next we're going to deal with a unit of ogres, something very near to my heart. These fellas got belly plates, no punching spikes, so let's see how big they are. That's the most important thing straight away, isn't it? Let's see how big these ogres are. So they're about What was that, 14 mil, I guess. It's always a bit of a, so maybe 15. Let's do the other two. This guy may even be 60. But yeah, I mean, variety. Not everybody's the same size, you know. Some people are 6 foot tall, some people are 5'2". So a little bit of variety in height is nothing to be worried about. There are probably 15 mil. I think the GW Ogres were a bit bigger than that, if I'm being honest. I think maybe they were scaled more at 80 mil, which is kind of the scale I pitched at. But they're certainly bigger than the 12 mil miniatures, and obviously much bigger than the 10 mil miniatures in this range. So they come in packs of 4, and they're at the normal price of a pack of 4. So we've got a guy with a mace on a stick, sorry, a guy with a flail on a stick, a guy with a massive two-handed hammer. Looks like he's off to destroy some bloody building with that. And then over here we have, oh, that's nice, got 2 weapons, and this guy's got a club and a shield. Must have picked that up off the ground. They ain't making shields, are they? They're all offense. Okay, it's very nice. We also have Ogre Command. So these come on round bases. They're the more expensive price point, and I didn't notice the other guys didn't have hats on. These have both got a hat on. Let's have a little measure up, see if they're so it's probably about 15. Yeah, 15. So that may be a deliberate ploy to cross across for somebody who wants some beefy Mongol type Mongolian rather, not Mongol. Mongolian type infantry to use at 15 mil as well. Quite beefy fellas. Lots of muscle definition, belly plates, 2 hammers, 2 maces. So he looks almost like a shaman, this fella. And a guy with a nice flag. I won't measure them up because I'm sure they're the same. So that is your half giant command pack, they're called, and those half giants are called the Reapers, and they're a rare unit. Okay, so next up we actually have a full giant. He's on a slightly bigger base. I wonder what that is. Is that just a 25 mil base rather than a 20 mil base? Yeah, I guess it looks a little bit under 25. Yeah, I guess you'd call it a 25 mil slaughter base. And then we have a full giant. So he's going to have a variety of weapons to choose from here. So he's got just bare arms. He's picked up a bit of rubble and a spiky club and a variety of, what have we got here? Accessories and a couple of head choices. So a couple of, we'll see if we can find where those go into the miniature, and a couple of different heads. One bald with beard, always good luck. That's the look I rock personally, bald with a beard. Although I don't go as far as to shave my head completely bald. I just grade 0. This guy is a more rugged, handsome looks with his locks. So we have the giant here. I think maybe is that the point where we put in the next gas or whatever's on this one here. We have a couple of maybe I don't know. So you can see another point where it mounts. So it looks like there's some kind of mounting point here on the front. Or maybe here on the back. Maybe. I'll have to look on the website to where that one goes. Nice. Nice for you. I mean, the giant's got to be fat. If he's not fat, he's not a giant. So let's have a look how big he is from foot. So 30 mil, probably another, oh, maybe not much more on the head actually. Let's see if we can stick a head on and try and measure him up. Well done keeping all that on camera, but it is quite hard to keep everything on camera, and so it's probably not much more than 30 mil actually. Probably about 30 mil. So we've got choice of heads. We've got the big fella here. We've got some bit of extras. Yeah, so a nice. I do like giants. I wish in more games they were better than they were than they actually are. But I think in order to keep a game somewhere near balance, you have to keep big stuff under control. Otherwise, it just becomes Monster Hammer, doesn't it? So I guess it's better to err on the side of caution and not have them overpowered. So they were giants, called giants, and then the final unit that I've got is a unique unit called Voidtars. Another unit of 4, and I really don't know what these fellas are. I thought they were a kind of Yeti, and maybe they are, but they've also got some. There is definitely something going on, because there was a unit called, what were they called in the first run? Soizroots or something. These must be big versions of them, because they've got all kinds of mutation-y things going on their heads. I mean, so much so that I can't even see their eyes. Are they all eyes, all those indents? Or is the one in the middle? Are they like Cyclops with a single eye in the middle? They are very funky. So look at the rear of them. So like a flint axe here, flint axe there. Let's see what's on the front. Flint axe. Okay, all flint axes. Furry models like a Yeti or a Sasquatch or something. I'll just measure them up. It's always good to measure them up. Looking like what are they? So getting towards 15, I guess. 14. This guy stood up right. He should be a good measure. Yeah, 50. I mean, it's hard to say 15 to the eye, because what is the eye on this fella? So that's all the miniatures I was supplied for the Vaendral army list. Thanks again, Tatiana at Spellcrow, for shipping them to me to have a look at and to put them on the video. Thanks for watching this video, and I will speak to you again soon.